I want to share with you one of the fastest and most powerful ways to shift your state. If you are feeling like you're stuck, if you're in freeze mode, if you're in fear, and how you can transform your state of being to shift into the creator and experience the ability to take action to create what it is that you really want. And so I witnessed this firsthand within myself this morning. And so I was reminded to create this video because it's so great to be able to take the perspective of the witness of your experience of reality instead of being like fully in it, which I was this morning. I was so in my experience that it took me a moment to have a shift in perspective where I could see exactly what was happening. And then I recognized, this is what I need to do. This is what I do in order to shift out of that freeze mode, of that stuck mode. And so first thing this morning, I was in such a free flow, creative, abundant state. I did my journaling practice. I created some business strategy stuff. I was really clear on what I wanted to create. I was really in a deep flow state. And then I had a break because I had to go and doing some DIY at the moment, and I had to go and pick some bits up. And when I came back, I had every intention of then going to create content. And I just felt this like total mind blank come over me. It was like, nope, brain's not there. Thoughts aren't working. You're not doing this. And the first thought was, like recognizing that my state had shifted so quickly was like, what's come up? Have I been triggered? What is it that's happening? To go from such an inspired, expansive state to a state that was quickly becoming like almost felt like freeze mode. And the thought that then came up for me was, no, I'm just not feeling it. I just can't be bothered. I'm not feeling it today. We can't be bothered. We'll leave this. We'll come back to it tomorrow. And rather than taking that at face value, I went into some self-inquiry and asked myself, like, is that really true? What is that really about? And so that's the first step, is recognizing the state of being that you're in, and then asking yourself, is that really true? Is it really true that I just can't be bothered, or I'm not feeling it? Or is there something deeper here? And I sat with it for a little while. And what I started to notice was there was an internal feeling of a little bit of fear. And I recognized, that's actually deeper than I can't be bothered. But on the surface level, my brain, my mind is creating the illusion that I can't be bothered. But that illusion is being created not because it's true, but because my subconscious is trying to keep me safe from something. So taking it a little step further and going into self-inquiry of what is it that I'm actually afraid of? What is it that my subconscious is trying to keep me safe from? And then I realized that actually the type of content that I wanted to create, the thing that I wanted to talk about, felt a little bit vulnerable. And it was like, I see. So my subconscious is creating the narrative that it's not safe for me to create the thing that I want. But rather than expressing it's not safe, the creation internally was one of, I can't be bothered. I'm not feeling this. I'm not in the mood for it. As opposed to show up and create anyway. I was feeling like a real resistance within my being. And so I could really clearly see, this is what's going on. There's something within me that doesn't feel safe. And I then started to go more into that and the inquiry of it. And again, was like, is this serving me in creation? Is this serving me in the creation of what it is that I want? And sometimes it does. The self-inquiry sometimes does serve you in the creation of what you want. But in this instance, the thing that I wanted to do was to not feel the way that I was feeling and actually create some content. And so I kind of looked at it and asked a deeper question of, what was it that I was seeing and being and experiencing myself as this morning that I'm not now? And instantly I recognized that this morning, when I was in that creative flow state, when I was in that space of wisdom, when I was in that space of clarity and ease, I was seeing myself and creating myself consciously first through my journaling practice. I was creating myself as a powerful creator. I was creating myself as somebody who was in expansion and flow and allowing what wanted to come through me to come through me. And then what had happened after I'd taken a break and dropped out of that state, I'd gone back into a habitual state of, I am not safe. There is something that is not safe. And so I need to protect myself from being vulnerable, from being ridiculed, from being humiliated. And that was showing up for me because part of my unconscious identity story that I've unraveled and continue to work through, because we do, no matter what level we're at, right, is this this element of shame that I'm not safe, that I could be humiliated, that I could be rejected. There's a shadow shame element there that plays out for me. And if I'm not careful, that unconscious habit can pop up at any time. And that is all that happened this afternoon. I say all that happened. It felt like a real thing that I really needed to work through. But I actually recognized that what was actually needed in this moment was to not go into problem solving and like thinking I needed to fix and change my beliefs and what I was thinking. It was simply a shift of being, a state of being, a shift in my identity that was required to, I am the creator. I am the conscious creator of all of my experience. I am the creator of my identity. I am the creator of how I experience myself. I am living in an illusion of creation that is being brought to life moment by moment through the thoughts that show up in my mind. And so I get to choose to physically and internally shift my state of being back into reminding myself of who I really am, which was where I was this morning. This morning, I was in that clear, flowing, true state of being, which is expansive, creative, everything is possible. But this afternoon, the habitual ego mind had decided that that was responsible for my survival, that needed to do what it needed to do in order to keep me safe and have me not continue on in that flow state. And that was the thing that I needed to recognize. Not that, there's something wrong with me, I need to fix and change myself or my thinking. It's the recognition of I'd dropped into a habitual, unconscious state of being, state of creation. Whereas this morning, I tapped in consciously and continued in that abundant flow state. And so the answer was to recognize that and to show up and to step up and to physically shake it off and then create who it is I see myself as through my speaking. I am the conscious creator through my state of being, and then through my actions, which were to show up and start creating content to allow myself to drop back into that wisdom state. Because remember, you are the co-creator. You are the created, born to co-create. And the most powerful thing that you can do in your life is to start becoming conscious of how you're creating yourself and the power that you have to tap into your ability as a creator in any moment, at any point. If you want 6 powerful shifts to help you go deeper with this in a way that is guided, then use the link below to download your free reality recoding success creation blueprint that walks you through more of what I've talked about here and 6 transformational shifts that will help you more powerfully and consciously create the success that you want to see in your life.